how's it going? Sean, and this is Indigenous Patriot. Welcome back. It's been a while. It's been months. In any case, I'm going to talk a little bit about Ukraine. This is going to be a short video. I'm going to discuss a little bit of history as well as my opinions on the whole thing. So, why are we in Ukraine? Why are we helping Ukraine out? It goes back to 1991 and the fall of the Soviet Union. When the USSR fell, multiple new countries arose, and Ukraine was one of them. This new country ended up discovering that they had 1,900 nuclear warheads. The major powers of the world were like, yeah, that's new. So they made an agreement with Ukraine called the Budapest Memorandum. Russia signed it, UK signed it, the United States signed it, Ireland signed it. And what the agreement was that in order for the Ukrainians to dismantle their warheads, we had to provide security assurances to them. Remember that I just stated that Russia was one of the signatories. So Ukraine agrees and they sign it. 1994 was the date. Well, was the year. And so they shipped their warheads off to Russia in order to be dismantled, and we start providing them with aid and things like that. And that's why we continue to support them with aid, because they took their 1,900 warheads. That's a lot. That's enough to destroy all of us. And they shipped them off to Russia, which kind of brings to mind the idea that, if the Ukrainians still had 1,900 warheads, would Russia currently be, doing what it's doing? The Budapest Memorandum gave assurances on the sanctity of Ukraine's borders, and the agreement was that there would be no threats of force or use of force against the Ukrainians. Where are we now? We are currently not only threatening force, but Russia is literally killing the people of Ukraine. People that like to say to me, why are we there and why does it matter? I want to discuss that as well. We're there because we signed a promise that we would provide security assurances, and one of our co-signatories is currently, slaughtering people. Imagine if Canada was a communist country and decided that it didn't like the way that we are running our country. It didn't like the fact that we had our arsenal of military equipment. It didn't like the way that our government was leaning and decided to invade and kill our people. It's a very similar concept, in my opinion. Imagine how you would feel about that. Your cities that you've grown up with, the environments where you've gone for walks with your families are just being destroyed by your neighbor who signed an agreement that they wouldn't do that. That's why we are in Ukraine, because we have a moral obligation to follow through on our promises, which the United States doesn't have a huge history of doing. Indigenous Patriot. But morally, it's something that we need to do. But it's not just the moral aspect of it. It's also the idea that in agreeing to get rid of their warheads, we promise security assurances. If we don't provide these security assurances, how does any other agreement that we make with any other country in regards to their nuclear arsenal stand up? How do we tell Iran, if you do this, if you stop enriching uranium, we're going to do this? If we can't even keep to a promise we made back in 1994, I don't believe that we can. We have an obligation on the world stage to support the promises that we made. We have an obligation on the world stage to show that if we say, don't have these nuclear arsenals, we will do this, that we will actually do that. It is important for us to keep our word in this particular manner, because we do not want nuclear warheads to proliferate throughout the world. We don't want any more nuclear countries. I think we have 5 at the moment. Russia, the United States, it's said that Israel has them, Pakistan has them, North Korea has them. How many more do we want to have? If we just leave Ukraine to its own devices, I guarantee you that other countries will feel emboldened, and we'll find ourselves in a larger quandary. Anyway, that's how I feel about Ukraine. That's how I feel about our commitment to supporting Ukraine. And if you question any of that, just imagine the pictures of these bombed out cities and these dying people. Imagine that being your home. Imagine how you would feel about the United States if we did not support your home after you made the promises to give up one of the most potent deterrents that you could have had in order for these security assurances. Anyway, that's the episode for today. This is like a little bit of an icebreaker. It's been a while since I've filmed. Hopefully you found it informative. Lepichkanawe, I will see you again. If you have any suggestions on videos that I should do in the future, leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you.